Okay, now we're back together. So I would like for you just to look as I go through this. I hope at this point that you have watched the Curious George video so that you see similar to what that we did earlier. We're going to take it as you see this step is a little farther. This is 35 plus 38. So I took 35 and I broke it down into tens and ones, and I said I have 3 tens and I have 5 ones. And then I took 38 and I said that I have 3 tens and 8 ones. Now, one thing that I am going to, that we will not do today on this particular thing at first is to find our 10 and regroup our 10. This is a different strategy, but I had mentioned earlier that after seeing this strategy, if it's confusing, I'm good with you doing the way that I just showed you, the way that we did yesterday. Okay, so now we have broken our problem down to 3 tens and 5 ones plus 3 tens and 8 ones, and that's what we have here. Now we have taken that one step farther and we have added up our tens, okay? So we have 6 tens and we have added up 13 ones. Now we could not have had that on that way that we did it yesterday, but in this format, what we will do is we can have 13 ones. When it comes to adding 6 tens and 13 ones, what we have to see is we have got to add this 6 tens with this 1 10 in 13, and that's where we get our 7. I'm going to say that one more time. We take our 6 tens plus we add the 1 10 in 13, and that's where we get the 7. Then we take our 3 ones that are left over and we get 73. So 60 plus 13 is 73, which is the same as 35 plus 38. And I know some of you parents are thinking, that is such a long way to figure out the problem. To us, yes, to me, for the first several years of teaching, I thought so too. But as I've watched the children's thinking change, which it does, they are thinking more in groups of 10 and seeing place value, which is going to help them down the road. I've seen it in my own youngest child that started in 3rd grade with Go Math. So while you're thinking the same thing I was, that this is a whole lot of work for one little answer, in the long run, it takes away some errors that I believe the way we learned causes those. We get a lot more errors that way. Okay, so then we come over here and we've written 35 plus 38 equals 73, which is our final answer. Okay, all right, now let's go and let's do one together. So here we are. All right, so on your paper, if I were you and I had my piece of paper, I would turn it so that it would be long way, so you would have a lot more room to work across. You have a wider area, a wider work area. So if you will write 81 plus 14, leaving yourself room to draw like we did earlier, the 8 tens, 1 1. I'm going to make this larger so it'd be easier for us to see. And there we go. I think that'll be easier for you to see and maybe easier work area for me. All right, if you are ready, I'm going to work with you and we will draw 8 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that small work area almost ran out of room. and then we draw 1, 1. Okay, I am going to change colors so that you can see it a little bit better. Now then, we're going to draw our 10s and 1s for 14. So we have 1, 1, and 4, 110, I'm sorry, 110, 4 1s, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now then, I hope yours looks like mine. Remember, we are not drawing tally marks. That is very important. We are drawing 10s and 1s. Now, I'm going to change my color again so they can be dark so we can see. Now we are going to move over and we are going to write this problem out like we did at the top. So we have 8 10s and 1 1 plus 1 10 and 4 1s. So we want to count. So I would love for you to count all those 10s. All right, I hope you came up with 9. We do know in class that 8 plus 1 is 9, and you can think in those terms as well. 9 10s, and then how many 1s? All right, I hope you counted them, and I hope you got 5. So we have 9 10s and 5 1s. Okay, so now we turn that into a problem, math problem that shows a math fact that takes 9 10s, and we know 9 10s is 90, a 9 and a 0, 90 plus, and we bring our 5 down. All right. How much would 90 plus 5 be? And I hope you said 95. 95. And remember that what we do is we take the 9, but there's no 10s here, so we move the 9 over, and then we add 0 plus 5, and that would be 5. And then we come over here, which is very important to recognize that 90 plus 5 equals 95 is the same thing as 81 plus 14. Okay? Now, I hope that you understand, but I have demonstrated one that had 10s, that had 13 ones, so it had 1 10, 3 ones, and how to do that. And then I demonstrated down here how for you to just see 10s and ones and be able to easily put them together to create the sum. I know you're going to do great. And again, if this strategy tends to be a little bit hard, then please try it. But I do not want anybody to be frustrated or be sad. And let me know if you need me or if you need to do it the ways that we have been doing it over the past few days. I'll be perfectly fine with that. So, good luck. Work very hard. I can't wait to see your work.